Hello and welcome to Maritime Punk. We're heading to Detroit and we have the Randy Bastards. So thanks for being here, guys.
Hello.
Hey.
Thanks for having us.
No problem. So first of all, it's kind of fun to interview bands that don't have a 3-page Wikipedia entry. I get to ask the questions and actually discover things. So let's go back to the beginning and maybe both of you can tell me how you got into punk rock and some of the earlier stuff you used to listen to when you were younger.
Yes, we are very shrouded in mystery.
Who wants to go first?
Well, Justin's older. You go first.
Just exciting music, loud music. I don't know. And then there was always punk stuff going on around. Yeah. Nick, you got anything interesting to say?
Well, like Justin said, when I was first getting into punk bands, I didn't even know were punk bands at the time. I just considered them alternative rock bands. But the more I listened to punk, the more I liked it. And by high school, graduating from entry level stuff like Blink-182, Green Day, and The Offspring was always my favorite. Discovering bands like the Ramones and Agent Orange and the Misfits and ska bands, Goldfinger, Suicide Machines. So, I love all kinds of music, but once I got into that, it was, my favorite thing, and it has remained my favorite thing.
Yeah. I feel like you grew up in the same age era I did. I'm 43, so I feel like a lot of the things you're mentioning, you're probably close in age to me. The 90s, I would argue, were just a crazy decade in music because you could listen to anything in any genre, and there was just really good stuff, whether it was like 90s hip-hop rap, 90s grunge alternative, that kind of punk revival, ska revival. There was just so much happening.
Oh, yeah, and record labels were signing everybody, putting out everything and anything. It was a wild time for music.
Yeah. The Wild West, I'll tell you. So tell me a bit about the Randy Bastards. What's your sound, and kind of tell me a bit about your beginnings and kind of where you are now.
When we go da 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 da, yeah, and it starts like that and ends with
very similarly.
Hey.
I've always really liked a lot of Ramones core stuff, and I think when I met Justin when I moved to Detroit and I started drumming in Roaming Bovine, which was a band he did with our friend John, and I was coming in on the later side of that. When that band broke up, Justin and I started this band, and I moved to vocals, and I think everybody expected me to do a Ramones core band, and I wanted to surprise everybody. So our sound, I try to, be a little more classic punk. There's some ska elements thrown in. We try to be fun. We try to be silly. We try to be irreverent. Not tasteless, but make people smile, laugh, and have a good time.
Yeah, that's why I noticed.
It started off what we were trying to do. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
There's thing when we started, we were trying to do what was it? No Effects, Misfits, Bouncing Souls covers. That kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I noticed that kind of tongue-in-cheek humor. It kind of reminds me of like NoFX, how they're very clever with their puns when it comes to records and song titles. Is that kind of a thing that you've always been a fan of?
Anybody who's spent any amount of time with me knows that they're gonna hear a million dad jokes, bad puns, and every once in a while something actually clever comes out of my mouth.
I see a frozen death trap. Whoa. I see a patch of sidewalk that looks slippery. I see a frozen death trap. Whoa. I see that frozen water. Well, it ain't that good for me.
So what do you guys have on the go in regards to releases? Do you have something new coming out?
Eventually.
One of these days.
Well, there's the new 7-inch split thing. That's sort of new, I guess.
Mhm.
Is that out?
That's out.
That's out. Okay, very good.
So we've done a full length and 2 split 7 inches, and then we had a song on a comp that came out. And now that some of that's out of the way, we're writing for a second album. The split Justin mentioned that came out most recently is on Faster and Louder. It's a split with the Tarlex from Vancouver, and we cover one of their songs. They cover one of our songs, and then we each have an original song. It's part of a series the label's doing like that, and it was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Plus, we got the new song about pickles. What's that coming out on? That's going on TV?
Maybe we at our last practice we wrote and recorded a submission for a local talk show about pickles.
Really?
So,
man,
we'll see what happens. We might get picked.
That's some late breaking news right there. I feel like I got the scoop on some people with this one.
You are the first one outside of the band and people immediately in the vicinity to hear about it because it just happened on Sunday, and today's Thursday. So.
Stop the press.
Exclusive. Maritime Punk exclusive.
I know. Hopefully we'll see you on the east coast of Canada sometime soon. Thanks for doing this, guys.
Hey, thanks for having us. It was a pleasure, and we'll see you again
Cross my fingers
soon.
and get it in frame. Yeah.